good evening, everyone. My name is Molly Trotter Gomez. I'm one of the co-founders here at Kingdom Alliance. We are so excited that you're joining us for the Experience the Impact call. You are in for a treat. If you want to be in a place that is producing hope, a place of abundant community and just opportunity where you can really just get on the track to be in your purpose and to be what God is calling you to do, you have found the right place. If you're thinking, you know what, I need other people to be on this call because that's exactly what they've been asking for, praying for, wanting, wishing, invite them to this call because this is open for all. We are streaming here on StreamYard, on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, the power of just being everywhere, right? Well, tonight we are talking about something very important. Again, being able to create impact in our own lives. And here at Kingdom Alliance, we believe that when you change yourself, you change the world. It starts with us. So often the world will be like, you know what? You need to change, and this needs to change, and this needs to be different. Well, why not us stepping into that place where we can change first and really be able to step into the best version of ourselves? And that's exactly what people are doing here inside of Kingdom Alliance. So you've been invited to this call. Maybe you saw this posted somewhere. You said, hey, I want to check it out. Maybe somebody has shared this opportunity and this platform with you and you just came to learn more. And I want to share a little bit about the story of how this community, how this vision really came to life. Well, our founders, you can see there, Bobby and Michelle Schaefer. Michelle is one of those people where she has just been obsessed with growth. Her whole life, she's just loved to be able to take herself to new heights and has always wanted to just grow into new opportunities. And so Michelle, just an entrepreneur at heart, she actually created an amazing income for herself and her family being a hairstylist, a hair and makeup stylist. But it took her away from her home, took her away from the kids. Until somebody came into her salon every day and was basically saying, hey, look what the income I'm making from my at-home business. And eventually it caught her attention time and time again when this gal came and sat in her chair and she said, wait a second, like if you can do that, so can I. And so Michelle jumped into the industry of network marketing over 2 decades ago. And when she got in, she just soared with it. Because she was a natural networker, loved connecting with people, serving people. And over the last 2 decades, she has made multiple 7 figures. And in the midst of her journey inside of network marketing, of really being able to not only to develop herself as a leader, her husband, Bobby, as you can see there, he's been in network marketing for over 3 decades. They are truly the epitome of leaders in the industry, of truly helping people develop into the best version of themselves. Well, when God gave Michelle a vision to be able to have a place where people could grow personally and professionally with him at the center, she actually walked away from her multiple 7-figure income. Can you imagine walking away from something that you have built for decades, multiple 7 figures, also helping people make multiple 6 and 7 figures, creating a lifestyle of leverage, walking away from that to give God her yes to build something new for the marketplace. So in June of 2020, Girl Power Alliance, it's how we got started. It was called Girl Power Alliance. That started. And it was a place where people, women specifically, could come and be able to just have community and to grow and have God be at the center. And women were getting such amazing transformations that I remember the conversation of having with one of them saying, we're going to share this with everyone that we know. Is there a way that we can get paid for sharing it? Because guess what? We share things all the time. Men and women share things all the time that we love, that is working for us, and we don't get paid a dime. So you might as well get paid when you share. So I brought this conversation up at the end of 2021 to Michelle, and it went like this. I said, hey, Michelle, this is what I was told. And Michelle said, you know what, we could. And it was like in the snap of a finger. God said, I'm going to give this back to you. This industry that you've created freedom from, that you gave up in order to build this thing that I called you to, I am now giving it back. And then in March of 2022, that is when we launched the opportunity where people can invite others in on this journey of growth so we can all change and be on this growth journey together. So now this is a global movement of men and women, and you're seeing it rebranded all over called Kingdom Alliance, where people get to come together and be able to grow personally and professionally and have an opportunity to create a business from home. And we'll go over a little bit later the mentorship resources that women are growing in and through, men and women are growing in and through here, and the opportunity that's available. Some key things to also know that this is privately owned and funded. That is very important to know. There's no investors. And again, I mentioned this before, but Bobby and Michelle, decades and decades of experience, over 55 years in the industry of network marketing. Now, some of you may be hearing network marketing and you're like, oh my gosh, one of those things. All you're doing is networking with people and sharing something that you love. And here at Kingdom Alliance, this is different because we are actually serving people. We're not here to be served. We are here to serve. We are here to equip. We are here to disciple, and we are here to help people really step into their God-given dreams because it's time. Now is the time. And that's what we get to do here inside of this opportunity. So a little bit about who we are. So a little bit about who we are is we're on the mission for the Great Commission. Now, does anybody actually know what the Great Commission is? If you do, type it in the chat. Type it in the chat what the Great Commission is if you know. Now, I'm going to wait for y'all to type it in the chat. I'm sure some of you will get it because you've probably been on here before. I see some familiar names and faces. But the Great Commission is all about discipleship. It's all about discipling around the world. And we get to do that here inside of Kingdom Alliance. We are obsessed with building people, believing in people, investing into people. And we truly believe that investing into people is one of the best investments you can ever have. And it starts with us. Remember, change yourself, change the world. When you start investing into yourself and really going all in for God to refine you into the person that he's called you to be, other people take notice and it ignites hope and it ignites a spark in them that, you know what, maybe I could do it too. We also are an incredible leadership platform. We build leaders here who build leaders. There's not a lot of places where you're truly developing leaders. You know, on the contrary, everybody's like, hey, if you're a leader, come on in here. Come make it a little bit easier for us. And yes, everybody loves leaders in their organization because when you are a leader and you've developed those skills, those are valuable. But you know what's also valuable? It's valuable when you can develop new leaders. There are so many people that count themselves out when it comes to leadership. Oh, I'm not a leader. I don't want to be on big stages. That's not me. God's not calling me to do that. We are always leading, whether it's a spouse, a family member, a child of ours, out in public, anywhere. We are leading people just by our presence. And so I love the fact that we get to develop leaders here. Also, very big important part, believing that we have access to unlimited power through the Holy Spirit. So with this company being Kingdom, there are so many mission-minded people here that are on fire to partner with God in all that they do. No longer are the days that you have to separate God out of things that you love because he's the center of everything that we get to have here and everything that we are. So now I want you to hear from some people here that have been having tremendous impact inside of our community. Check out this video.
Wow, I feel like it has been such a transformative journey. It's hard to know where to start.
The most rewarding thing for me is getting to hear the breakthroughs and the transformation that the women that I've had an opportunity to lead and impact and who've come and said yes.
And then all of a sudden you have more people who show up healed and are healing others because of the way that they show up.
For me, it's been totally transformational.
There's just so many pockets of moments where you're connecting with a sister in the Lord, or you're praying with someone, or all of a sudden you're attending a baptism on a rooftop of a pool.
It's changed my whole life. It's changed everything about limits that you put on this kind of a business, a virtual business. It's just blown the roof off of the building.
If somebody believes in you and is there to equip you and develop what's already in you, it's absolutely amazing to see what God does with that.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And there was one of the testimonies that were in there that I wanted to highlight. She was saying, you know, there's so many people that are healing inside of here. I'm paraphrasing. But have you ever heard the phrase that hurt people hurt people? I think we've probably all experienced that. Well, healed people can heal people. When you see somebody that's healed, when you see the joy and the peace that they have, that becomes a, wait, is that possible for me too? And that's what happens here all the time inside of Kingdom Alliance. So we want to talk about the transformation blueprint that we have here. There are so many transformations. You just heard a few of them. There's going to be some more coming up here in just a little bit, but let's talk about how that is possible here inside of this community. So number one, community. It's a really big part of it. There are so many people that are, they're just like, I need that right community. I need those mission-minded people, those like-minded people to be in my circle. Because chances are sometimes people's community are toxic Facebook feed or watching the news or just people that aren't really going anywhere in life. Having the right community where all are welcome. We love you and we want you to come as you are. There is a seat at the table for you here. There's no cliques around here. All, again, are welcome and you are loved. And ultimately, there's no competition here. There are so many communities where you're always in competition with other people, and we believe that there's no competition in the kingdom. This is a collaboration on all fronts. Now, the next piece here is equipping. This is a big one. This is a very, very big one, equipping. We have mentorship calls. We have leadership development. Again, I said this a little bit earlier. We are obsessed with developing leaders, and that's what the world needs right now. There are so many people looking around of when are the leaders going to stand up? When are they going to come up? And not kind of hearing the same old same. Anybody else sick of the same old same? I know I am. And when you are really in tune with what God is doing right now, you will have your ears tuned in to the ones that are really speaking the messages that he wants to get out right now. And it will not sound the same. It will absolutely not sound the same. We help people up-level their skills here, to dive into new ones, to really just grow in their giftings as well. Communication's a big one. There's a lot of people that come in here to really refine as speakers. That is one of our biggest programs that people come in here for. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later tonight. Growing in knowledge, growing in wisdom, and of course, growing in confidence. You know, one of the courses that we have in here that I've actually contributed inside of our platform is confidence on camera. My background is I was a TV news anchor and reporter, and I got into that to tell people stories. And then I quickly found out it was a very toxic environment, but I learned a lot of really great skills, but not without messing up in front of the camera a million times over. So with the confidence part, you just have to get out there, try, fumble, try again, and you keep growing. Confidence is something that you learn and you grow in because you are constantly getting better at something. And there are so many people that are growing in their confidence here because they are in an environment where they're encouraged to go after it, encouraged to try. And there is no failure here. They're just lessons, and you get to get up and do it again. Now, involve. There are real connections here, not the fake ones like, oh, hey, we're social media friends, but actually real connections. Holding each other accountable as well. That is key. There's so many people out there that want to set big goals. They have big dreams, but do you have people in your life that hold you accountable? We are edifying. We are speaking life into each other. We are also just being authentic and being transparent with who we are. Those are very key things that I believe everybody is looking for, especially the speaking life. The world wants to pour in its criticism, but one of the things that people learn here is that we give feedback, which comes in love and comes in support to really just empower the person that you were always meant to be. All right, next is empower. So to be bold, to take big new steps. Maybe it's to forgive people in your life, to let go of things that have been holding you back, to push forward and push up into new heights, to dream big. I love talking about the dreaming big part as well, because there are so many people, men and women, that have turned their dreamer off. Society has done this. The world has done that. The last couple of years have been a crazy whirlwind. We're not sure what tomorrow's going to bring, what next week's going to bring, what the next election's going to bring. But you know what we do know is that deep, deep down, and maybe this is really deep down for some of us, there are dreams and visions that God's put in our heart. And it's probably just under a bunch of rubble, maybe debris, and you don't even want to look at it. You want it just to stay hidden, stay dark down there. I want to encourage you, when you get into the right environment for people that will give you the space to listen, to really empower, what are those dreams? Let's talk about that. Let's put it out in the open. Let's speak life into it, and let's find a way to make that happen. There are far too many dream killers out there, but we have so many dream chasers in here and people that are really just, how can we make this happen? Let's find a way. It's just a matter of how. It's just a matter of how. Also, just knowing here inside of this community that people have your back. I mean, how many of us could really call on people and knowing that they have our back, knowing that people will pray for us, genuinely pray for us, have our back, and in time of need, they will be there. It's not often that we actually find people that do that these days, but I can tell you this place is full of them. And last, and certainly not least here in the Transformation Blueprint, is invite. Be open to inviting others along the journey. You know, a lot of the time people are like, I need to grow in the dark. I need to grow in silence. I need to grow where nobody's watching. But then when the finished product is done, then people can see. Allow people to come on the journey. Everybody loves a good before and after story. Everybody loves a good underdog story. But people love seeing that transformation. They love seeing the journey. We watch TV shows or shows on Netflix all the time that show the journey. So what makes your story any different? Being transparent and showing that and allowing people to come on this journey with you is so, so important. So now you're going to hear from some other people on just how this transformation blueprint has really poured into their lives.
So what this has done, not just for me, but for Tim as well, it's allowed him to start dreaming.
The Real Men Alliance, just the title alone.
I've seen growth in myself, both personally and professionally.
It shows us that we're becoming a threat to Satan, right? By growing and becoming the men and women that God are calling us to be.
In this pruning process that I've been in, God has used Girl Power Alliance mightily.
Transformation, and not just like shallow transformation. I mean,
he gets to be fully present. We're both fully present with our kids, and we get to buy our dream homestead this year.
I was blown away by how amazing this opportunity was.
This has been the first time that I have experienced success in a business that I was a part of.
I just love hearing those. And one of the comments that Mark, I believe his name, he made is, you know that you're becoming a threat when the enemy's trying to push back, being like, no, you're breaking through things I want you to stay in bondage from. We get to break off those chains. We get to break free, and we get to be around people who are also doing the same thing. Talk about inspiring. So here at Kingdom Alliance, we have a very big mission. Our mission is to ignite a movement of impact and freedom through mentorship and development of leaders all around the globe. And again, that word leaders, there are so many of us that don't even resonate with that word, but you should, because you're always leading somebody. It doesn't mean you always have to have the mic and the stage and be in front. You're constantly leading people and leaving an impression on people everywhere you go. And we want people to really step into that and to grow into that. Now, our vision is a big one as well. More, and more. More transformed lives, more stewardship. Now, I love this word stewardship, and God has showed me so much with this word stewardship that if you can steward the little, you can steward the much. How you are stewarding this season right now will dictate what the next season is going to look like. Stewardship goes way beyond just money. We steward everything in our lives. More hope here. This is a beacon of hope. It's like that city on a hill, that light on a hill. We get to be that hope for people and show them that they can too be here. More contribution to the world, more grace, more impact, more love, which we all know the world needs, and of course, more Jesus and people getting to see Jesus through us, loving them where they are, calling them higher, because so many people are comfortable just staying where they're at because they know what that feels like. But we get to be that possibility for people. One of my favorite phrases that I will never forget when it was shared with me in a leadership program many years ago was, I fight for people's possibilities while they'll fight for their limitations. Fight for people's possibilities, even if they fight for their limitations, because they will never forget that you chose to fight for them. So here, our vision is creating more debt-free and financially free Christian families around the world, opening the door to massive contribution and impact. There is not a single believer that I have met that says, I don't have big dreams to impact the world in big ways. But again, change yourself, change the world. It starts with you. So for everybody that's watching live, type, why not me in the chat? Why not me? Type that in the chat. Why not me? Why not you? Why not you? The right environment, the right opportunity will be able to give you the roadmap for it. So here are the tools for mentorship inside of this community. We have virtual certifications in leadership and speaking, and we have a couple more coming this October too. Pretty exciting. Live mentoring calls, personal, professional, and leadership development resources. So we have hundreds of on-demand trainings that you can opt into, 24/7 access to learning. Done for you marketing tools. If you can copy, paste, post, you can do this. We have done for you sales funnels. Sales funnel is a fancy way of you have leverage to be able to share information where you don't have to be the only one speaking. There are tools and resources that do the heavy lifting for you. By the way, I love the fact that I'm saying why not me all over this chat. Keep them coming. I absolutely love it. All right, what else? Over 5 live monthly mentorship calls. New experts every single month pouring into you. A leadership mastermind call where we have world-renowned leaders all over the world that come in once a month, a new speaker every month, and they get to pour into you. A weekly prayer call that's open to anyone. Marketing resources of all kinds, and of course, a supportive community to help you along the way to keep pushing you to new heights. So here are the ways that you can get started here. And I will tell you, from being a former coach myself before we built this program, these prices are crazy affordable. There are so many people out there that would add an extra zero onto each and every one of these because that's just what the world says. The world says, hey, it needs to be more expensive, meaning it's more valuable. But you know what God told us? We want to make this so affordable that anybody can do it. So I'm not even going to talk about the basic membership because that's really not even worth it. I want to focus on the VIP mentorship program and the platinum program, but we also like to call that becoming a mentor program. So the VIP mentorship, this is where you have access to all of our certifications. You can become a coach. You can go through our world-renowned Radiant Leadership Academy. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about Radiant Leadership Academy, or RLA for short, inside of the comments. It's a 16-week biblical leadership program. It's a deep dive into the words that you speak, the thoughts that you think, how you steward your wealth, your finances, how you are in your relationships, and the leader that God has called you to be. That right there, it's $3,500 retail, but you get to take that as many times as you want in the VIP program. Now, we also have our Kingdom Speaker Academy, another crowd favorite. So many people are wanting to become better communicators, whether it's on stage, in their business, in their marriage, in their relationships. Communication is key in all areas of your life, and you can become a certified speaker here as well. We also have all of the things that I mentioned before when it comes to mentorship. Over 350 on-demand trainings you have 24/7 access to. Our done-for-you marketing tools, our sales funnels, which are amazing resources to be able to do heavy lifting, sharing the opportunity of what we have here. Over 5 live monthly mentorship calls and our weekly prayer call. That is over a $50,000 value. You can get started for $399 down and then $150 a month. Now, I'm going to share with you at the end just how simple it is to be able to get that paid for through this opportunity after I talk about the Platinum program. Now, for those that want to become a mentor, there are so many people daily. There are so many people daily that are wanting to become coaches. Well, this is a very leveraged way you can become a coach. So through our Radiant Leadership Academy course that we have, our certification, you can go through the course and then afterwards become a certified coach to then teach it. We have over 50 coaches at this point. Thousands have gone through the program, over 50 coaches. And I'll just say it, that's discipleship at its best. It's a Holy Spirit breathed program, and you have all the tools and resources that you would need to be able to coach this program and a way to be able to earn income up to 6 different ways becoming a coach. I don't know how much more simple it can be because otherwise you're in charge of everything, the marketing, the sales, all the other things that comes to being a coach. And there's a lot of coaches out there that don't make money. It's sad. They just have a really expensive hobby. But why not have a business that pays you and be able to create leverage? Also in the Platinum program, you can either become a certified coach or a certified speaker. Our Kingdom Speaker Academy has a program called Certified Kim 10 Speakers. So you can be a certified speaker here. Kim 10 stands for Kingdom Impact Message in 10 minutes, by the way. That's basically our version of a TED Talk. And I know I see quite a few people here in the comments that are certified Kim 10 speakers. It's amazing. It's amazing to see these men and women get on stages and be able to share their story full of impact very succinctly in 10 minutes. And I will tell you, there are a lot of programs out there that are not asking for ours to come into their events because they see the power of what we're doing here, of what God is doing here, transforming stages with kingdom messages. So as a Platinum member, you also get all access to our VIP mentorship program. So it's locked and loaded for you, ready to go. So that is $2,900 down and $149 a month. Again, a lot of places would add an extra zero on the end of this. So before we share this one last video, I want to share this piece with you. Let's put our thinking caps on, right? If you help 2 people come along this journey with you, your program will get paid for. Just 2. Now, I know you can think of more than just 2 that need a community like this, a marketplace ministry movement like this, resources to pour into themselves to grow to the next level, to bring hope into their lives, their families' lives. And of course, everyone is looking for an additional income stream. It doesn't get much more simple where you can log in, learn, and as you learn, you can earn. It's so simple. So before we play this last video, reach out to the person that brought you on this call. And if you brought guests on this call, connect with them and share with them how to get started right now. Now is the time. Now is the time to be able to get started. So check out this last video before we wrap things up here tonight.
People they're parched, they're starving, they're dry. They want hope. We're bringing hope. hope for a better world, hope for a better life, hope for better relationships, and hope for more income.
Through our unique platform, you can take part in an industry that is producing $1 billion a day. That's the digital creator economy.
You come in for one thing and you leave completely transformed. It's unbelievable. I've never seen transformations like this in any environment, in network marketing, personal development, in the church. I've never seen God get a hold of people and help them to see their true identity and begin to walk it out the way that it's happening here.
I don't believe that we were supposed to work 40 hours a week for 40 years of our lives away from the people that we love and that we work so hard to provide for. We will help you build a wall of financial security around your family that cannot be taken down.
Inside this community, we believe with all of our hearts that when you change yourself, you change the world.
Change yourself, change the world.
Change yourself, change the world. Change yourself, change the world.
Change yourself, change the world. There's no competition in the kingdom.
So before we wrap up here tonight, I am just like grinning from ear to ear because I'm reading some of the comments here on StreamYard. And I'm sure on all the other platforms, I cannot wait to read the comments that are on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. But a couple comments here that I wanted to share with you. First of all, there are so many of you that said, why not me? I hope you really take that to heart because this opportunity is for you. It's for you. It's for people that are connected to you, people that are meant to be led by you because of your story and why you're here. So if you're brand new here tonight, this is your time. This is your time to get started, and we would love to be able to welcome you into the family. A couple other comments that I see over here. One from Whitney saying, I am on my first 30 days, and I have already seen so much healing. She says it's so much better than counseling. Yes, absolutely, because it's empowering you to really dig down deep. I love, love, love that. Lots of comments here that is saying Arle has changed my life, the Radiant Leadership Academy. There are so many of you that have seen such amazing breakthrough through that program. Arle breaking down walls that I didn't even know that I had. And that's what happens. When you get into a place where you can actually get real with yourself, you start to see things you've never seen before. Because now you're inviting the Lord in, show me. Bring up that mirror and show me what this looks like. So there is just undeniable proof that the impact here is just everywhere. There is so much impact. You've heard just so many testimonies through the videos tonight. You can see it through the chat. So we invite you to join the movement today. Now is the time to be able to give your yes and to jump all in. We have so many amazing things coming up, an amazing cruise that a lot of our ambassadors are diving all into because they want to earn that to have a trip in the Caribbean come February. There's so many amazing parts of this community to be able to earn an income, to have a family, to be with mission-minded people, and to just have hope for the future. And you get to be that catalyst of hope, not only for yourself, but for people around you. So I hope that you join this movement with us. This is just taking the world by storm. We're in over 15 different countries, many more to come. And we're just so excited for what God is doing here. And we want to thank you for joining us tonight. And we can't wait for you to be a part of the family. Good night, everybody.